Bitcoin doing some special things today. Know thyself, know thy enemy, 1,000 battles, 1,000 victories by Sun Tzu. That's quote of the day. Now let's get right to the special Bitcoin stuff. We'll start off in the lower time frames, then zoom out to the bigger picture and show you some things that maybe not a lot of people are going to show you. So big things happening. Whatever can happen in the short term. So let's look at just the facts and the charts. That's what we like to do. So if you like the video, give us a thumbs up. Follow us on Twitter, Telegram, and Patreon, all linked in the description below. Let's look at the hourly and see what we have. Well, besides a massive consolidation for lots of hours, right? Each candle is an hour. We have a little bit of potential of a drawback down here. So we'll look at this zone. If we on the bigger time frames, it makes more sense, right? But on the hourly, so what you want to be looking for, for the next, day or so, is a potential kind of a throwback to the breakout level, right? So do we have signs of this yet? Well, let's zoom in and see, right? On any time frame, you just want to watch your, closings candles below moving averages that they haven't done in a while. So the first kind of warning shot would be this candle right here. We closed below the EMA 21. That's kind of the line in the sand where you could start to lose your footing a little bit on bullish moves. You have your 8, your 14, and your 21. You want to be holding those to really continue rallies. And then, I posted on Twitter when this was happening that, time to pay attention. We closed our first hourly candle below the 21 in a long time, right? Days. So that was that. And now we've kind of still started stuttering in. And so far, we've had what's called as a potential head fake here, right? Where you make a brief higher high and then come back down into your consolidation zone. And usually, if you're going to confirm those, you're going to have to make a lower low that you've made in this consolidation. So we're looking at this candle right here. That's our lowest close, 20,500. So if we lose that and close under that, then that doesn't mean we're going to zero, but it means we're like the odds go up for you to test either the next moving average, which the 100 on this chart is, you have to use some projections here because if we go up, this is hour by hour depending on when we hit it. It could be, probably a little bit higher than this, but as of now, right, we're looking at 20,150 ish, right? So keep an eye on that. But more importantly, when you start to lose that and make lower lows, you're probably going to the next consolidation zone, and that's kind of right down in here. And this is not just on the hourly chart, but as you'll see, it's a pretty good kind of zone on many charts, the 4-hour, the daily, even the 3-day and the weekly. So we're going to look at that as well, but pay attention to your moving averages, the exponentials, EMAs. There's your 100 at 20,000, 150, and then your 200 at just above 19K. So now let's zoom out a little bit on the 4-hour, and this will be like for the next several days, right? The hourly is really like for the next day or two. The 4 hours really for the next 2 to 3 days. When you get to the daily, you're looking like a week ahead, right? To get things to play out, right? Because you can do things for a long time. And that's what we're doing, right? And here we're kind of getting our first kind of slip on the ice, so to speak, on the 4-hour, right? We closed under the EMA 8 for the first time in a long time. You see what I mean by holding the moving averages? As you get your move, right, it could take some time to really get a strong uptrend. But usually when you get that and you want to continue, you want to be holding the topmost moving average. That's the 8, right? That's where we've been holding, right, for since this breakout really started. And here is our first candle just, a matter of hours ago. Depending on when you watch this, you might be able to tell what we do here. So now looking at it, we've closed for the first time in a long time, as you can see on the chart, right, since right back here. That was back in the good old heyday of January 11th, 5 days ago. But since we broke our key level, right, our consolidation zone, that's the first one. So these are the things that keep you a little bit ahead of some of the rest of the crowd, potentially. Now you want to wait for confirmations. I usually like to look at 2 candles, right? So this is one. So I'd really need to see another one down here because otherwise you can get, these fake outs in both directions. So we could end up like coming down here and then, closing back up at 21 something and then continuing this rally. But you also want to pay attention. Everything should be in context. Look at the Bollinger Bands, right? They're not in a power formation right now. They're actually constricting a little bit. So this indicates we might even have, another day or two of just more sideways consolidation or just kind of feeling out this kind of zone. So, pay attention, watch for closing candles. If we close another one under here, then that just increases your odds. That's all TA is useful for, right? You're just trying to increase your odds of Excuse me, my mic is way back here. You've probably been struggling to hear me. Does this sound better? Shake your head, yes. There we go. Hopefully that helps. Sorry about that. And sorry about my sweatshirt. It's like cold as hell here for the first time in a long time. And my hair whatever, windy hair. So, all right, back on track. So we're closing our candle 1, 2, and we want to watch your moving averages. If you close another one like under the 8, that would increase your odds of going down more. Right, looking at this zone, right, we want to close, remember 20,500, our lowest closing on the 4-hour is actually 20,700. So if we close under that, then that would just increase your odds, right? Watch your moving averages, and then your previous consolidation zone, even on the 4 hours, right around 19K, in the bottom of that other previous consolidation zone, really the top of it, right, around 18.5. So anywhere in here, we're looking for a move down. And kind of a throwback, right? After a bullish move up, a throwback is when you come back to that level and then you test it. And more than likely, because of the power, right? Because of the power move, and there's a lot of evidence for a powerful move in the bullish direction, you want to be buying the dip, right? You don't want to buy a dip in a bear market as you're moving down, right? You want to be buying massive moves, and the more evidence of massive power moves comes at bigger time frame charts, which we're going to get to very soon. So zooming out to the daily, now we start to get a little bit bigger picture of why we're hesitating here, right? What the hell is that line, Chase? I'm glad you asked. The 200-day EMA, which is conveniently right now, as you can see right here, just under 21K, right? We've held that now. That's where we peaked out so far. Hesitation yesterday, and now potential again, head fake up, right? Head fake, you move up higher and then you move down lower, right? So that's kind of trap some people here so far. Now it doesn't mean we can't go back up. Swig of water. But the healthier thing, right? The healthier thing is not to continue this move up. You don't want to be forming a straight up wall, right? That's a recipe for disaster, right? Think of card building. Card building, like card house building, you got it, right? The tower, right? You can't just build, you have to have like foundation. And how we're going to get that is coming back down to like this zone, right? Look, you might say, well, why did you draw that zone there? Well, it's our, 100 sideways plus days, even going back to even, summertime, 6-8 months ago, right? This is the zone, right? This was our resistance zone that we seem to cut through like butter. So that's a huge bullish move, right? Confirmed by a lot of volume. The weekly even shows even better picture. But now we're getting, even as we're making this video, we were just at 20,900 and now we're at 20,600. So pay attention. It's time to be paying attention here. This upper shadow indicates sell-off, selling pressure. And not only that, but this is not the biggest concern really for me. The biggest concern is we did not make it higher high, right? That high was 21,478, and if you can believe it, we went to 21,437 within just dollars of making a new high. And then potential, right, more upside sooner than later. But I'd really like us to maintain our health and come back and kind of either test the EMA 8, which is at 19.5, or this zone, right? This is the big zone, right, that we entered long consolidation. That was our support, flipped to resistance. You can see we tapped it here. And then, those nice double bottoms so far, but it's not really a double bottom just yet. We really like to make out this high. We did take out this high, but, we have to maintain this structure here. If we come back down in this zone, again, do yourself a favor and buy here, right? This is not financial advice, but this is what you should be doing based on the charts. Say, well, what if we go through that, Chase? What if we go back down and make new lows? We could do that for sure. That's why this zone is very important. If you come in here, this is where you buy. And if you go back under 18K, that's where you can get out. Why is that? Well, you cut back through all these moving averages again, and you come back under this zone. Anywhere under this zone is cautious to the nth degree, right? That would be bad. That would be very bad. I don't think that's the odds because of this bullish move. So that's why you want to be buying said dip. Now, if we go under here, you just cut your losses and you buy back in as soon as we get back above it, right? Not a big deal. You need to be trading like a robot and not like an emotional human. That's the fastest way to lose money, is trading based on what your brain is telling you to do, right? Versus you're setting up a trading strategy ahead of time and just executing, right? That's it. This is the execution part. You cut your losses down here under, like, if we close under that candle right there, that'd be real bad, right? We'd probably go into new lows if we do that. I don't think that's the odds because of this move, but healthy consolidation back to here and load up time. I know a lot of big accounts with a lot more money than I got that are eyeing this for a reload, right? So don't get front run either. If you're waiting on trying to, dilly dally and you're like, I'm buying at 18,490 and it goes to 18,600 and then back to 25K, right? And then you're kicking yourself in the teeth, right? Don't get greedy, right? Start at least dollar cost averaging around 19K in case it reverses sooner than you think, right? So here we go. That's the daily. How about we go out to the weekly, a bigger picture, right? Look at the size of this goddamn candle. Beautiful, right? 22% weekly candle confirmed and closed with the volume to back it up. These are huge signs of a reversal to the upside, right? This would likely signal the end of the bear market if, when we come back down, and if we come back down, we hold this zone. If we hold this zone, that's it, right? That's it. Case closed, deal shut. And I have even more evidence if you're not convinced on this, right? So if we come back down, now you want to be watching this zone, but what's just ahead of this zone that you could get front run at? That's the 21-week EMA, which typically in, past 10 years of Bitcoin, that's where it likes to hold after bullish moves to the upside, the 21-week. And that number is 19.5. 19,550 right now, but that will come down especially if this week, right? We're still real early in the week. We could go up and, tap 22K before we come back down. But if we come back down, right, maybe you want to start your DCAs a little bit earlier. 19.5, that'll probably be around, I would say 19.2, 19.3, because this line will start to, push down as we sell off here, right? It might even be right at 19K. So even more evidence, right? The 21-week EMA, this zone, right? Big time here, right? Especially after one of the biggest sell volumes in Bitcoin history. Now we have the biggest buy volume in years out of Bitcoin with one of the biggest weekly candles in years, right? Keep that in mind. All right. So now what is your evidence, Chase? What's the more mind-blowing thing, right? Have you heard of Bitcoin hash ribbons, right? If no, well, you're in for a treat. If yes, then you probably already know, right? We talked about this last week. We were waiting for a signal. We were either going to get a green recovery, which is what we got last time, which is not much. We got a blue buy signal, right? This doesn't mean prices are going up indefinitely from the shotgun start, but over the next coming weeks, there's likely a big move to the upside still coming. This might be just the precursor to the move higher, right? We have not gotten a blue buy signal since July of 2021, right? We're 18 months ago, right? More than that. So keep that in mind. Each time these blue buy signals are printed, we haven't gone up quite immediately, it's not like we're going to 30K tomorrow, but go back in history and look at these moves that have come after these buy signals, and it's impressive to say the least, right? So let's just go look at one, right? So this printed basically the end of July, the beginning of August. So what the hell were prices doing then out of Bitcoin? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's go look. End of July, beginning of August, right? How about right here, right? After our first big candle, and right here towards the end of July, right? We were right here and we got that signal, right there. After this big move up, we crossed the EMA 8. We were right at the EMA 21, just above it. I mean, look at this. You can't even make this up. Cross the EMA 8, above the 21, just above it. Blue buy signal, right? Are you catching a drift here after a massive downtrend, explosive move up, right? Look at the volume here. Look at the weekly volume. It takes out all of this, right? You got to go way back to 2020 of December to get any kind of volume like that. And that was at the kind of the top of this initial rally here. Big move out of Bitcoin, right? Massive buy volume, blue hash ribbon buy signals. Wake up, right? This is likely going to be it, right? There's a lot of evidence that we're doing some good things here. If not like starting up only mode, right? Which it's a little early for that, right? Let's get some evidence. I'd love to get 2 weekly closes above the EMA 21. We're on 19K. If we close this week above 19K, then we have even more evidence of something special starting to happen here. Now, this could take years, right? We could take years to get back to, all-time highs. But, if this is the start, which we'll obviously know in hindsight, and a year from now, was this a start? I would still say likely yes. But there is concern, right? There is concern because this is a little early, a little quick. We need to pay attention to the candles, and the price will not lie, right? Stop getting on chats and start looking at more charts. So here we are. That's the evidence. A lot of big things. Even more? You want some more? Okay, I'm glad. How about the Fisher transform, right? Look at this. We've just taken out a high on the weekly chart, but this isn't that impressive to me. The most impressive thing is the Fisher transform on the monthly. We've just hit a trigger buy signal on the monthly chart. The last time we had one with conviction, right? You could argue that one, but that was kind of just a hesitation. Here, back April 2020, and then before that, we're looking at March of 2019. Both of those ensued massive rallies out of Bitcoin as well. This is not something that dilly-dallies back and forth and could change its mind. This has a lot of math involved in this indicator. It's probably my favorite indicator. If I only had to pick one, this would be it. The monthly Fisher transform has just triggered a buy just within the past few days. So take with that information what you will. I would say that this could very well be the ignition for our next bull cycle. So I know a lot of people that aren't agreeing with that and find it hard to believe, but what's more likely, Bitcoin telling you what it's going to do, or Bitcoin shocking you in what it's going to do, right? Look at the MFI, which we looked at this last week. Look at the monthly, right? Last time was the end of the bear market when we were down here oversold, right? I mean, if we get a bounce, right, it's never not bounced and, gone into bullish territory, right? So that's where we're at. This is monthly. This is not some BS daily, hourly chart, right? This is big time. We've been doing nothing but going down. This will likely update February 1st. And if we see a bounce up, that more evidence is stacking up, right? So the weekly, look at the weekly, right? Divergence for the past 6 months or so, right? Look at the price. The prices have not been doing that, right? So now it's starting to play out. We're getting much more bullish across a lot of indicators. So hopefully for the 4 of you watching still, this is, a little bit more eye-opening. You're getting some more information. Happy to do it. And I'll see you on the next one. Car of the day, forgot. I got it up here. The Ford GT. The newer body style is my favorite for sure. That is absolutely awesome. Ford's best thing of all time, in my opinion. And there's the rear, probably the best taillights ever, the best exhaust. Just pretty great all around. Good job, Ford. Do more. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Sweatshirt out.